West Ham taking a right battering at Spurs. Hammers fans, you are not happy.
I was there.
Main problem with the manager, I mean, if you look at our managers that Sullivan's appointed since you've been there, they've all been out of work, cheap options. I don't understand what he's trying to do. Our midfield looks like make Per Mertesacker like Ronaldinho. It's unbelievable.
Cheap option? He was manager of Spain and Real Madrid. I don't think he's cheap.
No, not a cheap option.
But I do wonder whether West Ham fans are regretting losing David Moyes. I'm saying nothing at all. We'll ask former striker Tony Coddy at around 8:45. Liverpool fans,
Jeff, I know before we move on, they had a 15-minute period. West Ham started that second half. Dear me, they were absolutely all over the place, mate. All over the place defensively.
Oh, they were. And 4-1 was in the end flattering.
Oh, it was.
It could have been.
It could have been 5-6. The missed chances.
It could have been a lot more. Look, I tell you what. Rather than talk about Liverpool, let's stick with West Ham for a moment. Barry has given us a call. Morning, Barry.
Good morning, Barry.
Good morning, boys.
So what about?
Just quickly. How come you're a Chelsea supporter after all these years?
Do you know why, mate? I'm going to tell you. I'm getting my cards out on the table right now. We played Chelsea. I was at Rangers. And we played Chelsea twice in 2 years for both charity games. One for Heysel, I think. Another one was for Bradford. We played them at Bridge. Run about 84, 85, and then we played them at Ibrox the following year, mate. And that's where it stuck. It's just stuck there.
You know what, right? I think you're a West Ham fan as well, deep down, because you always give us praise.
I like it, West Ham. I must admit, it's the nearest team to the work, mate, and I just think they're real fans as well. Yeah. And my second game for Sunderland was at the old bowling ground, man. It's proper. I must say though, mate, I thought you were a tough watch on Saturday at the weekend, particularly the second half, mate.
You know what I call him? Flopetegui now. We should never have got him in the first place. There's only two managers I'd have taken, either Thomas Frank or Graham Potter. Ali and Jeff, where's no pattern about our play Saturday?
I know, mate.
Where's no pattern? No, most of my mates are Tottenham fans, believe it or not.
Well, listen, I watched the game and I thought Tottenham had a lot of the ball first half and looked fine. I still think probably West Ham had a better chance here. I mean, Kudus had a chance to score before he does score the goal, and then but first 20 minutes of second half, I said to Jeff, honest to God, Barry, it just went to pieces, mate.
But you know what, Barry? I mean, I know you can point the finger at the manager, but I wonder about some of the recruitment. I mean, you look at your back four on Saturday, you know, Kilman, Todibo, Wan-Bissaka, they're all new at the club, you know, and a lot of the others, I mean, Fulkrug's not kicked a ball or barely. Luis Guillem virtually not kicked a ball. He's not starting Somerville. Guido Rodriguez, Carlos. It smacks to me of poor recruitment, Barry. What do you think?
Yeah, I do. I mean, Alvarez should be in that starting lineup without a doubt. Good player, you know. But you know, Antonio can't keep doing it. And the German got injured. We paid all that money for him. He's 32, and he gets injured for Germany, and then gets injured when he comes back again. You know. Can I have a quick moan?
Go on. Of course you can.
Agree with this. All these players who are getting booked now because of the new rules, why don't they have it to 10 games for suspension? Chelsea yesterday had 2 players missing after 8 games with 5 cards. If they're giving out yellow cards like they are, why don't they extend the suspension?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that, you know, that's in the rule books. It's 8 games and so on and so forth. But hey, look, Barry, good call. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Barry. Take care, Paul.
And let's take another call. Ross is a Liverpool fan. Morning, Ross.
Good morning, Ross.
Morning, guys. Great to speak to you this morning. How are you?
We're in top form, Ross. Thanks for coming on. You'll be a happy man after yesterday. Great result.
Yeah, slightly relieved by the end of it. There's a couple of twitchy moments when Chelsea were putting it onto us in the second half. But if it's possible, I'd like to talk about the second penalty shout on Curtis Jones.
Of course.
I think he touched the ball. Okay, he didn't get the ball with his feet. He got the ball, but he goes through the ball and through Curtis Jones. And if an outfield player does that anywhere on the field, it's a free kick and probably a yellow card. Now, the goalie, he's got the same regulations, the same laws of football as we have, except for the fact he can use his hands.
Yeah.
But if he goes in off his feet and then goes through the player, I have no idea what law the referee was applying at that time.
Look, Ross, I mentioned that earlier on. You know, if that happened on the halfway line, there's no question of whether a player's touched the ball or not. It will be a free kick. I think the other question to be asked is, was that a clear and obvious refereeing error that he gave the penalty? Why did the VAR even get involved?
Yeah, it's a really good point, actually, because to all extents and purposes, you see it in real time, which is what the referee sees, and it just looks like he goes straight through the man. It's only in slow motion you see he gets a little nick on the ball as the ball goes through his legs. You know, it's very similar to the Pickford Van Dijk thing a few years ago. It's dangerous. You know, somebody's really going to get hurt. They have to stand by the same laws as everybody else, and they have to apply them equitably to keepers and outfield players.
And in the end, it didn't matter, did it, as far as you were concerned, Ross? Can you win the title? Or rather, will you win the title?
Do you know what? I think to win a cup, you just need a bit of luck. But to win the title, you need strength in depth and resilience. And I think that's why City have done it, you know, so many years recently. They've got such a huge, talented squad. So I think we can. I think we've got what it takes, but we need a hell of a lot of luck with staying fit. Hopefully we can.
You've got a squad as well, man.
I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, your bench is as good as anybody's in the Premier League, I think.
Yeah, I think we're lucky. I think we are for the first time in quite a few years. We've got, you know, strength in depth. We've just got to make sure the key players, you know, we've lost Alisson now. Thank God we've got Gueeve, Kelleher.
Yeah.
If you start losing people like Mo and Van Dijk, then you don't have a one-for-one replacement for those individuals where you might have very close to in a big squad like City.
I do take your point. I'll just mention some of those names in the bench.
Yeah,
Gomez, Endo, Diaz, Nunes, McAllister, Tsimikas. I mean, that's as strong a bench, and I think Ross makes a great point. You need that to go and City have had that over the course of the last 3 or 4 years.
Ross, thank you very much. Great
Thanks,
call.
Ross.
Let's be even-handed. Let's hear from a Man City fan. Jack, morning to you.
Good morning, Jack.
Morning, gents. How you doing? You okay?
Very well,
good.
thanks. How are you today?
Yeah, well, I'm better after that last-minute win last night. I tell you that. It was, I say last night. It was yesterday afternoon, wasn't it? I think it was one of those where I just want to get your opinion on that sort of grey area that the Wolves manager mentioned, because I think actually I could see it going both ways.
Yep.
I get it. I mean, as a City fan, I watched 2-3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, even Arsenal players surrounding Ederson, ball goes in and it's ruled fine, goal's fine. Now I know that the difference is they weren't offside, but they were definitely interfering with Ederson's play. So I just kind of I'm in this stage where I think, do you know what? Actually, if that's what we're allowing now, and that's okay, the players can stand where they want. If the keeper don't get there, he doesn't get there, so be it. But you know, the problem here is the referees still keep being, you know, there's no consistency with the referees at the moment, I feel, with that.
Well, I think with Jeff actually made the point earlier on, Jack, there's no consistency in whether it's a clear and obvious error. I think that's the problem, because you can argue with, you know, with the penalty at Liverpool yesterday, and also that one there, the referees have made a decision. Have they made a clear and obvious error? I'm not sure they have. I'm with you totally, Jack, because I could see that going both ways, right? However, I'm leaning towards the goal being allowed, because there's one of the pictures in one of the newspapers this morning shows you that he's not in the eye line of the goalkeeper at all. So I'm leaning on the goal should be allowed side of it. But where I take your point, I certainly take Jeff's point, is it a clear and obvious error by the referee in these occasions? I'm not so sure.
Well, the weird thing as well is that they also, from what I saw on Twitter, they actually gave it as offside on pitch to allow the referee to then go and review it, because when you watch it on telly, on Sky Sports, you can hear different shouts. There's all different cut twos of, you know, the close-ups of John Stones celebrating, and you can hear the home fans cheering. And then the confusion was that, by all accounts, they'd given it as offside. Don't know who, because the referee, the linesman didn't have his flag up when John Stones was celebrating. But it looks like that's where there was a bit of confusion. And I think that's the difficulty, isn't it? Because like Carragher said with the Liverpool game, with the penalties, it's just, if they give it on pitch, they're less likely to turn it over in the VAR room. So who's in charge? Like, where's that fair? Because it doesn't feel very fair that if a decision's made on pitch, it's likely to stick, and that's where the mistakes could be made, right? Because VAR should have the best view of all.
Jack, it's a mess. You know, VAR, we used to talk on, you know, Saturday evenings in the pub about refereeing decisions. controversial refereeing decisions, and now we talk about controversial VAR decisions, and that was meant to end all the controversy, and it hasn't. It's just muddied the water even more. Thanks for the call, Jack.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.